Hey guys, so today I'm coming with an update on the 1998 Chevrolet, and this is not a 98, this is a 97, I'm getting confused with the other Lumina. So this is a 97 Chevrolet Lumina, basically same car. But I got a few things to show you guys and basically go over what's all happened on this thing. Number one, we have it pretty torn apart. As you guys can see, we have it down, we got the push rods out, and we got the intake gaskets off, the lower intake gaskets. And as you guys can see, I have it all cleaned up, but you guys can just see the chocolate milk all in there, and you guys can actually see, if I can get it, the green coolant. Sorry, gotta wait for my camera to focus. Hopefully, no, it's not gonna do it, but you guys can kind of see in there, hopefully, green coolant right there mixed in with the oil. So yeah, that wasn't good. You guys can see all the chocolate milk. We did clean quite a bit of it out. Actually, it was a lot more full before, and obviously it was not good. Although it made the valve train look like brand new in there. I mean, so it did a good job cleaning everything out. Definitely cleaned any of the sludge up, really. There is a little bit left, but you guys can see it's relatively clean in there. 82,000 miles as well, so it's a low mileage motor. But let me show you guys what exactly happened on this thing. As you guys can see right there, that was like that when I took it off the car. This is the old intake gasket. Oh, it just fell apart right in my hands. Just trying to pick it up. This thing is totally screwed. You guys can see there's just a good chunk of plastic missing right there. It was leaking all over the place. It was really bad. And that is where we're gonna stop as far as tearing down this motor. I think that is sufficient information to say that this motor probably does have a good head gasket. We're gonna test it after, obviously. Unfortunately, if it is bad, we're gonna have to do all that work again. But we're willing to take that risk because this car is a little bit more rusty, and we're a little bit more afraid about breaking off the studs and the bolts in the exhaust manifolds. So we'd just rather not do that if we don't have to. And going based off what those intake gaskets look like, we're gonna say it's a pretty good chance that this thing probably does not have a blown head gasket. And on top of that, the last Lumina had the exact same issue, and the head gasket was perfectly fine when we took it off. So, and this motor is in very similar condition. Actually, it's in a little bit better condition inside the motor than what that 55,000 mile Lumina was. So these intake gaskets are very common, and it's not a hard job. So a lot of people say, and even I say, generally when you're this low in the motor, you ought to just change the head gaskets. But if honestly, from the information I'm seeing here, I don't think that's really necessary. Even though I might regret it later, but it wasn't exactly my call because, like I said, this is my father's motor. I left it up to him, and he said, yeah, let's just throw it back together because winter is coming soon enough. So the weather is going to be getting real cold here, and it's already pretty chilly today. So rather just get this thing thrown back together and see what happens, and hope, cross our fingers, that that head gasket will do well for us until I end up derbying this thing, obviously. So that's pretty much the motor. That's going to be all finished up hopefully by the end of today or early on tomorrow, and this thing will be back running. So I apologize for the wind, guys. It is a fall, nasty fall day today, so obviously that wind's got to be up. So here's the big news that I found on this thing, and honestly, I'm not loving it. This thing wasn't an accident. I could kind of tell from the headlights that they weren't sitting right, and the hood wasn't sitting exactly perfect, and this would be why. Right here, as you guys can see, I took the headlight out because I figured, one, it'd be easier to, lean on this instead of, trying to lean over the headlight. So I just decided to take it out because it needed to come out anyway. And I'm going to put a new headlight in here. But as you guys can see, first thing I realized when I took off the headlight, this bumper is a different color than the rest of the car, and from the factory these were factory colored bumpers. So this right here is an aftermarket GM W body front bumper, and unfortunately very soon after I realized this crush box was replaced. As you guys can see, those welds there, those aren't factory, and as you guys can see in there, this metal is pretty crunched up. That's actually the frame itself down in there. It's actually pretty crunched up, but luckily it looks like it was quite a light impact. They obviously did not do a great job. I mean, they welded with too high of a heat, I think, because they melted through it in some ways, and it looks like they just drilled them out and didn't do a great job of patching it back up. As you guys can see right down there, didn't do a great job of patching that back up. So and it's also bent. There's a gap here. There's not supposed to be a gap back here, and there's a gap back there. Not supposed to be a gap there, obviously. This headlight bracket has been replaced, as you guys can see right there. Once again, they burned through the metal. And over here, it's been replaced, obviously. And so, yeah, I wasn't very fond of that, but, you know, what are you supposed to do? Looks like there was obvious accident that happened on this side of the car. Luckily, the damage wasn't too bad. Didn't bend the core support at all, except for right up here. You guys can actually see where they hit it with a hammer to put it back straight. So doesn't look like it was too bad of an accident. Luckily, it just looks like it just affected the crush box area and obviously a bumper and the headlight, and this is definitely a replacement hood. So, well, that's pretty much it. I mean, for the rest of the Lumina, it's pretty much all the same as you guys last saw it. Unfortunately, I found that out, but it's not terrible. So luckily, the frame isn't bent back here. This frame is totally straight from about right at the end of this crush box back. So thank God, because I would have been pissed. Either way, that's pretty much it. So I'll get you guys an update once this thing's all put back together, and stay tuned for that, because that's coming up pretty soon, and it should be back on the road as a daily driver before too long. And that's pretty much it. So stay tuned for more updates and videos. They're going to be a little bit far in between, but just bear with me, guys. Like I said, I'm in college, so just bear with me here. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye, everybody.